Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're going to cover today is breaking news coming out of a lot of different places. The ATF, in coordination with the DEA, has done a 200-person raid operation across multiple dozens of locations in Indianapolis, Arizona, and we had one last week in Montana. Something is up. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and as of right now, you just need to know this because the puzzle pieces are starting to be exposed. Now make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on, and make sure you send this one out so you can help distribute freedom twice daily on this channel as we do every single day. Thank you so much for your consideration, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think on the comments in this one. Now let me show you how this is being framed in the media. We're going to dive into ground.news, a website and an app that gives us all the bias, all the information, and the ownership around the news sources we're consuming. It's something extremely valuable, but check this out. This story is being covered by one source, as you can see. Right now it's center. This is 54 minutes ago, so this is breaking. And it's 100% center on the distribution of bias. Now, because this is so new, there's only one source. In contrast, let me show you something we covered yesterday. The Senate the Senate deal where they killed the pistol brace resolution, 16 sources, 47% center, and shows you all the bias distribution right there. This is what we're dealing with, which allows us to get a more complete picture of all the data. Here's the article that we're covering. It's in the center, it's got high factuality, and it's a media conglomerate owned through these different organizations. So it shows you all the potential bias right there. Ground News is a small team looking to hold the media accountable, and that's why I like them. They have a great resource for me, and I can honestly say I can't imagine looking at the news any other way. So make sure you go to ground.news/Langley and sign up for free, or subscribe to the unlimited access through my link on before July 5th for 30% off a Vantage subscription for just $5 a month. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and thank you to Ground News for making this content possible. But my brothers and sisters, we have got to dive into this because this, like I said, this is an interesting scenario. ATF and DEA raid multiple locations around Indy. This came out about an hour ago. I think this all happened yesterday. Indianapolis. Federal authorities are involved in an operation focused on multiple sites around the Indianapolis area. The operation involves the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives and the DEA. Now, right before I go into the more details about what happened, does this smack of anything that happened prior, either this week or late last week, where you had Montana, where you had a gun shop raided by the ATF and IRS? The ATF is messing now with the DEA in one state in Indianapolis. In Montana, they're dealing with the IRS. What's going on right now? Because this is a lot of executive bureaucracies that are all law enforcement based that are now doing raids. In this case, this is a 200-person raid. Let me keep going because that's what we're drawing attention to is the interesting coalescence of events. 19 charged in large-scale arrest and search operation in central Indiana. Officials are still searching for 3 people, according to U.S. Attorney Zach Myers. Now, this large-scale operation on Thursday, so this was yesterday, between the DEA and the ATF, led to 19 people being charged. Officials are still searching for 3 people, like I said, and they offered $5,000 for tips on the awards. So here's the interesting part about this, and then I'll show you how many people took part in here. If you've got the DEA involved, and there's fugitives involved, and there's tips, and there's ATF, does this sound like your everyday gun-owning American, or does this sound like maybe a fugitive or a criminal organization or a drug deal or a gang or organization of some sort, kind of like an organized crime, like a RICO charge? Because this doesn't exactly sound like what they're telling us the ATF is doing, cracking down on pistol brace owners. This is the underbelly that we're talking about. When the ATF is putting this size of organization into other organizations, other bureaucracies against organizing and coordinated raids, something's up, particularly when we talked about Montana last week. This is a big deal. I don't know all the pieces. I can't tell you nefarious. I can't tell you innocent. I can just tell you what happened on the ground, and then we'll cover this as we go forward. But here's the actual raid. Approximately 200 officers and agents took part in Thursday's operation, according to an ATF spokesperson. The ATF is leading the investigation of arrest and search operations, according to that same spokesperson. A DEA spokesperson confirmed the raids are drug-related. So you have the ATF going after criminals on firearm charges, you have the DEA saying there's drug-related, and you've got fugitives and 200 people. Does this sound like it's the main problem in the United States for gun violence, as they like to call it, is everyday Americans, or does it sound like organized crime? Just saying. I haven't seen all the outcomes, but this is breaking out about an hour ago. This is just where it sits. I'm trying to really heavily emphasize that. According to the spokesperson, the operation will be taking place in several locations across Indianapolis. IMPD said they are conducting 14 raids in Indianapolis, as well as officers conducting 2 more in Arizona. So far, police have apprehended 8 suspects in the Indianapolis area and 1 suspect in Arizona. So now you've got Indianapolis, you have Montana with a gun shop, and you have Arizona. Something's up. That many states, that big of an operation, ATF, DEA, IRS all involved? Yeah, we'll be watching this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will keep you updated as I find out more. See you later.